And now for our next news special report.
Folks, tonight we got a story that's tearing up the headlines. Hollywood's very own Jon Voight has drawn a line in the sand, taking a firm stance against terrorism and making it clear there's no room for ignorance when it comes to Israel's defense. His target, none other than his own daughter, Angelina Jolie. Now, we're no strangers to family disputes, but when it involves national security and our ally Israel, it becomes a matter of public concern. You won't believe the intensity of Voight's rebuke or the passion behind his words, and trust me, you'll want to hear what I have to say in my final thought. It's a perspective that cuts to the core of why this isn't just another celebrity squabble, but a narrative crucial to every American. So stay with us. This is a special report you simply cannot miss. Now, folks, before we dive into tonight's pressing story, let's take a moment. The unvarnished truth that we deliver every day, it's backed by our sponsors, our pillars. Every time that you support them, it's like you're giving us an encouraging nod and affirmation to keep exposing the hard truths. And it's not just blind support. We're talking about products we trust and use. It's like fortifying your pantry in uncertain times. You do want the best, and that's where My Patriot Supply comes in. Their 3-month food kit isn't just sustenance. It is your ticket to peace of mind. Over 2,000 calories a day, lasting up to 25 years. It's simple. Add water, heat, and you're set. Begin or bolster your emergency food supply with My Patriot Supply. So head over to preparewithgary.com for fast and free shipping. That's preparewithgary.com. Jon Voight, an Academy Award winner and a voice of conservative Hollywood, stands firm in his support for Israel and staunchly opposes the terrorist group Hamas. It's a bold stance, especially in an industry often marred by leftist narratives. But it's more than just a stance. It's a call to recognize the harsh realities faced by the Israeli people, a call his daughter, Angelina Jolie, seems to have missed. Now, in a recent video, Voight did not mince words. He called out Jolie, expressing profound disappointment in her ignorance of the situation. His backdrop, the American flag, a symbol of the very freedom and righteousness that he sees mired in Israel's actions. Watch.
I'm very disappointed that my daughter, like so many, has no understanding of God's honor, God's truths. This is about destroying the history of God's land, the Holy Land, the land of the Jews. This is justice for God's children of the Holy Land. Israel, the Israeli army, must protect thy soil, thy people. This is war. It's not going to be what the left thinks. It can't be civil now. Israel was attacked by inhuman terror on innocent babies, mothers, fathers, grandparents. And you fools calling Israel the problem, you should look at yourselves and ask, who am I? What am I? And ask God, am I learning the truths or am I being lied to and following everyone else? Because, my friends, the ones who understand truth see the lie. They see Israel has been attacked and these animals want to wipe out Jews, Christians. They see that the Palestinians have not been neglected of finance. They've been given huge infusions of money that they didn't share with the people. They made weapons instead for their rage. The people of Israel care for people. They love, they cherish, something these animals don't understand. Well, my friends of all nations, justice will prevail because the power that Israel stands for, the ancient history of the sacred land that once stood with Moses and Jesus, the land that was given truth for justice for all, and Jesus sacrificed his life for the people, and Moses claimed the land, and Jericho was dropped. Of course, we all want peace, we want love, don't we? But we can't be with these animals wanting Jews and Christians to be wiped from the earth. The lie that Israel is killing innocent people when all have free will to go, but they are prisoners of the barbaric country who use them as shields. These children of Palestinian soil are being used by these animals to make all think that Israel is taking lives, when indeed this was Hamas' plan to create the war of evil versus good. Allow the force of truths and justice to bring us all together and recognize that Hamas and this deceit of their ruling is destroying their own people, not Israel. Israel's been attacked, and the Jewish people who have suffered hardship for centuries, have shown great heroism for God, love, peace, survived the Holocaust, and now this Hamas Holocaust. Israel, the land of purity of God's promise, is now standing up for her greatest victory. The chosen one, the Messiah, shall win this war. Much love to you. Much love.
He will win this war. Because he's going to come back soon. Not going to be happy this time. Now, Voight's rebuke is more than a familial disappointment. It's a reflection of a larger conflict between truth and misinformation. As he puts it, this isn't just a territorial dispute, it's a battle for the history of God's land, the Holy Land. A land that's not just a piece of earth, but a testament to the trials and tribulations of the Jewish people. Hamas, designated as a terrorist organization by the United States, has launched an assault reminiscent of the darkest chapters of human history. Their attack, which Voight equates to a Hamas Holocaust, was barbaric. Over 3,000 terrorists stormed Israel, their hearts filled with hate, their hands filled with weapons aimed at innocent civilians. The aftermath was devastating, more than 1,400 dead, over 5,300 wounded, and at least 241 hostages, including dozens of American citizens. A stark reminder that the tentacles of terrorism stretch far and wide. Amidst this carnage, Voight's stand is a voice of reason. He chastises those who blame Israel, urging them to look inward and question their sources. To Voight, the situation is clear. Israel is not the aggressor, but the defender, fighting against an enemy that wishes to wipe Jews and Christians from the face of the earth. Now, last week, Voight's daughter denounced Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip following the horrific and unprecedented terrorist attack by Hamas that she maintained cannot justify the innocent lives lost in bombing a civilian population in Gaza that has nowhere to go, no access to food or water, no possibility of evacuation, and not even the basic human right to cross a border to seek refuge. Meanwhile, Voight paints a contrasting picture of the Israeli people, caring, loving, cherishing life. This, he asserts, is in direct opposition to who he calls the animals of Hamas, who would rather weaponize their resources for rage than better their people's lives. This is more than a regional conflict. It's a clash of values. It's about justice for God's children, and Voight eloquently puts it. It's about standing with those who champion life, peace, and love against those who glorify death, hate, and destruction. Now, Voight doesn't just condemn, he does offer a path forward, a recognition that coexistence with Hamas is impossible, not when their ideology is steeped in annihilation. He calls for a united front, a global acknowledgement of the truths that he holds self-evident. It's a message that echoes through the corridors of power and the streets of everyday America. It's a message that demands attention, that requires action. It's a message that reminds us of the fragility of peace and the importance of standing with those who seek it earnestly. As Voight concludes, it's a war of good versus evil, a battle for the very soul of the Holy Land. And in this war, neutrality is not an option. It's a choice between supporting an ally or capitulating to terror. This isn't just about Jon Voight or Angelina Jolie. It's about the values of our republic. It's about the principles that we hold dear: liberty, justice, and unwavering defense of those under attack. It's about recognizing the threats that loom both abroad and at home, and the choices that we make in the face of them. As Voight asserts, Israel stands not just for itself, but for a history of perseverance, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It stands for the purity of God's promise, a beacon of hope in a region torn from strife. Here's more.
Let me read something for you. Israel, I love you. Israel will stand tall for the land of its sacred soil. These sick-minded beings have been evil since birth. They're trained to destroy. God's power, along with the Israeli army, will end this destruction and the power of this evil. It will be destroyed once and for all, so the Jewish people can be in peace, live in safety, to live life. L'chaim. Let me assure you, by the almighty power of God and the power of Moses, who once stood in the time of evil forces, that this is the Holocaust. It's the horror that was witnessed by the Jews of Auschwitz. And I have come now to warn the evil ones that God will show truths again. He shall win this war for his people, as when Moses was able to lift the Red Sea. He shall rid this vermin once and for all. And for all, we the people shall stand and fight this battle for our loved ones, lost and living. And we must remember, God shall light the candle for all the children of God, the 10 Commandments, the laws of life, the truths of justice. The memory of this Hamas Holocaust will haunt all, but we shall heal. We shall make sure this will never happen again. In the name of Moses, I declare justice for all. The world is mourning with you, Israel, and the USA stands with you. And as Moses says, let our people go. Much love to you, Israel. Much love. That's it.
Tonight's story is more than a family feud. It's a stark reminder of the world we live in, a world where the line between good and evil, truth and deception is constantly blurred. Jon Voight's message isn't just for his daughter, it's for all of us. It's a reminder that our republic was built on principles that mirror those of Israel: liberty, justice, and the sanctity of life. When we stand with Israel, we stand with those principles. When we condemn Hamas, we condemn the forces of terror that threaten not just the Holy Land, but our very way of life. So the question isn't just about who we support, it's about what we stand for. And in the choice lies the future of our republic, the future of a world seeking peace amidst the chaos. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.